Hi, everybody. I'm DLisa, the Dream Doula, and I help you tap into your intuition so that you can manifest your very best life. Today I have Anna. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Anna Mako, and I help decode people so that they can be seen, heard, and understood in the way that they want to be perceived using face reading and microexpression.
Face reading, micro expressions.
We are
Tell
so
me,
cool.
tell me more. The only thing I know about micro expressions is that spies use it.
Yeah,
And I've seen it on TV shows where they're like, oh, did you see that? The thing we don't even know we're doing with our face,
yep.
you can see that.
Yeah, it's kind of exhausting sometimes. I've gotten better with it, honestly. Like I think for a couple of years it forced me into solitude just because I could see when people are being disingenuous with themselves and others. And
Mm,
it would be like, and I finally got to a point where I'm like, oh, okay, we are humans having the human experience. And part of that is not knowing why or what we're doing when we're doing it. And now it's gotten better where I'm like, oh, okay, you're learning, you're experiencing. But yeah, it's definitely it's kind of like your dreams, honestly. It's
yeah.
something that is subconscious, but it is the subconscious that is absolutely running the show. So if you are not aware of certain blocks or certain all a micro expression is a form of pent up energy that has not been released. So if you have a lot of worry, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, that's the micro expression that comes out. If you are, which is why it was interesting having you on the show, because you're just who you are. There's like hardly any micro expressions other than joyful or interested or pondering that you have. Does that make sense?
Thank you. That is so beautiful. I was thinking when you said you had to kind of go into solitude because the world was too much for you, that it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like as people, I think people right now, more and more people are being born and more people are coming into let's call them superpowers for some rather than a
Yeah.
better word. Like there are nonverbal autistic people who can talk to each other telepathically.
Yeah.
I love that. And there are people who are uh, psychic mediums and they can talk to dead people. And I was telling someone the other day, if I had that ability, I would want to turn it off. I mean, I don't want to see all the people that are around here that aren't in this 3D world with me. I know they're there. I call on them for help, but I kind of want to forget about them while I'm going around doing my day.
Yeah, and I think that's the interesting part of where we're going. Like, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, I think people are waking up, and with that, their super abilities are waking up. But I think it's part of something that we signed up for. At least that's the only way I've been able to like make peace with my version of it is
Yeah.
that like I realize we're here having the human experience. We're not supposed to just like even with okay, so for example, with Buddhist monks. They like spend their whole life meditating, or drug addicts that spend their whole life doing drugs, both of which are still trying to reach the other side that they came from instead of enjoying and exploring the human experience
Mm,
here. And it's
yeah.
not to say that it's wrong, it's just what they signed up for, trials and tribulations. But that's also a part of the abilities portion. So if I am hyper aware and I'm seeing faces and I'm reading auras and I see colors and all of these things, I have two choices. Either I can cry about it and be overwhelmed, or I can learn to manage it and see what my purpose is with this thing so I can enjoy life more. I did the sad one. It didn't work out too well.
Oh man. Yeah, and then just what just popped into my head was chop wood, carry water. And
Oh,
that
what's that?
is a I think it's a Buddhist saying that how are you going to meditate while you're chopping wood? How are you going to meditate while you're carrying water? While we're living life, life can be a
Yes.
meditation. You don't have to sit on a pillow and just quietly meditate. You can be in life and meditate. And back up to what you something you just said. Do you see auras too?
Yeah.
Wow, is that something you could turn off or pay attention to or not or not? No.
The auras sometimes I can turn off. Honestly, the one that grosses me out is if like I'm talking to a guy and he
Oh,
has like a sickly aura. I can't turn it off. It's all I can see. I'm like, you're really sick.
you're sick. You're making me freak out. I gotta go.
I just,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow. What do you think about aura photography? Do you think that really captures it, or is it just like the electromagnetic thing
The
you touch with
electro,
your hands?
no, the electromagnetic field is the aura thing.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I think all human beings have abilities and especially what you practice. So you're the dream doula. You can literally teach people how to utilize their dreams to have
Yes.
a better life. And
Yeah.
that's something that anyone can practice as a muscle to like, okay, what was my dream last night? I actually want, I'm glad we're having this. I had a weird dream. Maybe you can
Oh,
help me with
cool. Let's talk about it.
it's so creepy. It's so cringe too. Like I can't believe I'm gonna tell you, but it's an exercise. And so with the seeing auras, it's also an exercise where you can like
Mm.
really focus, and then you can kind of like see it sway. And sometimes I've met a person that had a purple and turquoise aura, and later on when I saw them again, it was purple and dark.
Oh,
So it really just it can change, but it's a practice that you can do. Even with face reading, I created a
sure.
program where you can read faces for sales. And once you kind of start seeing it, you kind of start seeing it. It's kind of hard to unsee it.
Right. Well, that's the thing about life and learning. I've been tripping about this lately. It's like, what did I learn when I was in my 20s or 30s or 40s? And I wish that's saying like, if I only knew then what I know now, my life would have been different. Well, life is teaching us things all along, and our experiences are teaching you. So, yeah, you can learn how to listen to your dreams.
Dude, that
And
was
I
wild. You just like did two hand motions. I can't.
What happened there?
You like went like this and circular at the same time.
You can't do that?
Yeah, no, that's like a symbol of like really using both sides of your brain. See what I mean?
Ooh,
Like I can't, there's like all sorts of
you
little
can't
things.
undo what you're doing. Yes. Once we have these skills, and also I was thinking the other day I'm painting, I'm getting ready to do an art show here in town, and so I got all of my oil paints and I started painting, and just the smell of paint is making me so happy. It's making me think about going to art school
Oh,
and all the things. And then also, because it's a skill that you can get better and better and better at, there's a little part of my brain that's going, oh, that's not right. Oh, this should go over there. So I'm telling myself I'm doing it wrong while I'm making a beautiful painting. I mean, in
I
the
love you.
end, I'm pleased with it. But while I'm
Yeah.
making it, I'm like, "Grr, grr." It's very interesting to watch
Ah,
myself do that. But back to the aura color. I
yeah.
asked you about the photography because I've had my aura photographed 3 times now, each time a different color, basically. And I was like, is that the mood I was in? Is that the year I was in? First, it was
It,
green with a lot of orange over here, and then it was really blue. And the last time I had it done, yellow. And I was once drumming in this drum circle in public, and a woman was doing what I now know as ecstatic dance. I was like, what's that lady doing over there? She looks like a hippie. She's just like dancing around. And she said to me, your aura's really bright. And I said, thank you, thinking, I think this woman might be a little bit crazy. And then I was like, thank you. If you can see my aura and it's bright, I think that's good. Who knows?
yeah. I could see that you have more of like a blue undertone, but
Mm,
you're churning out yellow white because
yes.
you keep elevating.
Oh, okay. So the yellow
So,
white is like the crown chakra color.
right. And so, I mean, sometimes mine primarily is yellow, orange, sometimes red with stars.
Oh, cool.
And it just means I'm an alien and I'm like kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. um, the yellow and the
Okay,
white is,
newsflash, we're talking to an alien. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the cool part is like the orange and the yellow because that's the stardust, I guess. It's
Mm,
very like, I love to help people. I love to like enlighten, but there's a yellow star version of it. For you, you are so, it matches you perfectly because you're so tranquil.
oh, thank you.
And you have to be able to understand dreams. Dreams are super complicated. They go a million miles a second, and they could mean anything based off of the person's subconscious and their experience. And then you're not even tapping into like if it's their experience or if there's someone that's tapped in, it could be other experiences that are coming into their dream.
Yeah.
Like, and for you, because you've been practicing it for so long, the force of practicing elevates your chakras, which change your aura color. So
Okay.
if I'm seeing you now and you've got like a baby blue white, and in, let's say we talk again in like 2 years and it's like white, and then you've got stars, or you have, um, really the white is the most rare that I've seen. It's so weird. Like these people with white chakra or white auras, it really is like they're touched by the divine. It's the strangest thing. And I watch them because I'm like, oh my God, there's a person with a white aura.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
like I'm like watching them and seeing how they behave and seeing what they're doing. And they can't, most of the time, they can't do really bad things. It's like there's an unseeable, an invisible force that is guiding them. And
Mm.
with you, it's like you have a not so invisible blue force that is guiding you. So if you've ever felt like, even getting into this, if you ever felt like super called to it and then things just manifested in a way so that that's what you fell into, it's because the blue is guiding you.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Because someone asked me the other day, how'd you get into this? Um, talking about people's dreams. And I was like, oh, I don't, I'm not really sure. I should make up a better story. There should be a good elevator pitch for this. But I did a class with a local woman here, and then she told people I was good at it, and now I just do it everywhere. And so, okay, thank you. Thank you for Reverend Marilyn noticing I was good at it. And we were taking a dream class with a retired therapist. So I was basically reinforcing what I do naturally by learning how a Jungian therapist would do dream interpretation. And I was like, oh, first you do this, and then you do, oh, and then you ask, oh, and then you say maybe, but it's your dream. Oh, and
Right.
suddenly I was like, yeah, I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that idea. And that's how I help people now. It's it's so satisfying, Anna, and it's so fun. People come and tell me their dreams, and sometimes when I see them again, they don't even remember that they told me their dream, but I remember the dream. So I don't always remember the dream or the person, is sometimes it just blows out of my mind. But
Yep.
for example, there's a woman who told me she had a dream that three alligators were swimming around in her bedroom, and she she woke up in her bed and there's water everywhere and the alligators are swimming around, and she's thinking, how am I going to get out of bed? And then she wakes up and she's in her bed and there's no alligators, and she's like, ah, what does that mean? And a few months after that, I'm in this group with her, and everybody gets 7 minutes to do a talk, and I say, I'm going to do my talk about dreams. I'm going to talk about your dreams, but I won't mention your name. And so at the end of the talk, she comes up to me. She's like, what? There were three? There were three? I remember there were three alligators. She didn't remember that.
Yep.
But she did tell me, I just wrote a letter to my landlord. And in the letter, I called him a crocodile. I said, wow. I said, you didn't mail it, did you? She goes, of course not. No. She goes, then she's like hitting her husband. She's going, honey, there's three alligators. And so it was so fun for me. I was like, wait, why am I holding your dream for you? And it's like, and she goes, and it was the neighbor and this other guy. So she was having a kerfuffle with three different people. And in her dream, they were menacing her and keeping her from where she was to where she wanted to go.
Yeah. And that's like me in the face reading when I work with someone. Like I remember what they're going through, when they're going through it, what we're
Yeah.
talking about, doing the energy work on them, removing the shift. But they'll come back and they'll be like, I said that. And it's just because
Yeah.
what you and I are attuned to. It's
Yes.
it's our wheelhouse where it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like I'm sitting there needing to decipher. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's what that means. Like, okay, can I tell you about my two dreams really quick? Because they're
Yes,
just
please. Tell me
so
your dreams. Then I'm going to ask you to tell me what's happening in waking life at the same time, if that's not too
okay.
intrusive.
No, 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 of course. Well, and it's super fun. This is the cool thing about your tranquil aura is that you will notice that people will just come up to you and just start telling you everything for no reason.
That's right.
Yeah, it's because your aura is super, like I can tell you things and know that you're not judging me because this is gonna be weird. So the
Okay.
first one, uh, I had been feeling in my waking life that I was getting more super abilities and I was scared. There's like a study that says that indicates that the more power that you have, the more prone you are to um, possibly evil things. Like you're okay with
Okay.
it. And
Okay.
so I was getting more abilities and I was honestly becoming more and more nerve wracked about myself, thinking that I was going to turn into this power hungry thing. And I had a dream where there were like seven gods, what seemed like gods in front of me. And I was like in this cloud and they're all just like, it's like a half a circle looking at me. And they put this golden crown on me with like seven pointy things and they said, you can go anywhere, do anything, be anything, however you want, because this crown is going to guide you. And so they put the golden crown on me, and it was like adorned with jewels. And then they melted into my skull, where it like became my
Ooh.
bones. And I,
Was it painful?
no, I mean, it looked like it was painful, but what it really, I have a high pain tolerance. So even if it was, I was like, whatever. But what it was in the dream was and even when I woke up, I was like crying because I felt safe. I really felt like, okay, I can do anything, go anywhere, and be however I want. And there will always be something guiding me into the correct direction, always steering me away from like that power hungry thing that I thought I was going to become. And it really
Yes.
went away after that. I mean, I wasn't scared anymore.
That's amazing. So you
Yep.
already know what that dream means.
I think it meant that I was like, okay to do it. That's all I got from that.
Well, the dream took away your fear of somehow becoming power hungry.
Yeah.
And it's like you actually went to a divine place and saw seven divine um, masters who gave you uh, the key to the kingdom, kind of, so to speak. So they're like,
Yeah.
here's we're gonna adorn you with this crown, and this crown is gonna keep you, it's gonna guide you, and then
Yeah.
melted into your skull. So you don't have to find any particular jewels or wear any particular jewelry. You already have this beautiful jewelry inside of your skull.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of figured that that was it, but like I didn't ever have anyone tell me, but it felt like that. And it was,
I love it.
yeah. But
I
the
do
other,
believe, I do believe that we can not only have dreams that are just metaphorical messages of what to do or what not to do in waking life, we can go to other realms other universes, other alternate
Yeah.
realities in dreamland and learn things, be taught things, understand things that we can come back here and not even know how to articulate, but
Yeah.
they've been embedded in us, just like that crown. And what a beautiful visual image.
Yeah. Now let me tell you about the other one because that one was
Okay,
so weird.
okay, bring it.
Can't believe I'm going to tell you this on a podcast. So I had a dream where I don't know who the girl was in front of me, but we were in a room talking on the bed, and she was in front of me, and I was kind of under the covers. And for some reason, I like pooped myself a little bit. And when I pooped, I tried to hide the poop by eating it. And when I ate it in the dream, I couldn't, it was like disgusting. Like I was literally repulsed. I was trying to wash my, and it was exactly what you would imagine it was like, except I never have sensations like that of feeling or tasting. And it was really, really repulsive. It was like, oh God, this really just happened. So the rest of my dream was me trying to wash it out. Um, and then I woke up. But and I don't know what it meant, but I do know that I was also getting sick during that time. And when I woke up, I had a really yucky, like almost like kidney infection taste in my mouth.
Did the girl remind you of anyone in real life?
No, the girl was blurry. I just remember she was like
The
talking and I
girl
was
was blurry. She was sitting on the bed. You were under the covers.
on the same bed.
And then after you pooped, you're like, oh, I don't want her to know that I pooped. So I'm
Yeah.
going to eat it.
Yeah. Somehow I thought that was like the
And
brightest
then
part.
what would be happening in your day-to-day life where you would do something repulsive, but you wouldn't want someone to know?
I was misbehaving.
Were you?
Yeah,
Were you?
during my well, sort of, and that's the tricky part, right? Is that I was behaving for not my typical behavior, we could say.
Right.
And and that felt like misbehaving, but I was also in my waking life becoming more comfortable with like the human side of me and not being perfect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was so like I like took I think like a week off of work and was just out gallivanting the world, getting drunk with friends, really putting responsibilities on the back burner, uh, going on dates. Like I was, and that's not my typical. My typical is
Right.
like very like order, doing work, helping others, da 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 da.
Right. So while you were, I think, and you can take this or not because this is my opinion of you, is your dream.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in Jungian therapy, they say that everyone in the dream is you. So the blurry
Oh,
girl was
really?
you. You were you. Maybe even the poop is you. But but you are trying to hide yourself, from you're trying to hide this repulsive behavior from maybe from everyone, but you know that that's not the you want to be.
Well, I
And then
think
trying to wash it out, and the whole dream was like, yeah, you're trying to hide it, you're trying to wash it out, and then when you wake up you even just really have a bad taste in your mouth, which is that's the thing that I think is so interesting, is that daytime life sounds, smells seep into the dream, and the dream will make it make sense somehow.
I think it makes more sense now that you said that every part is me because
Mm,
at that time I was trying to be comfortable with being human and
yes.
not and it was like one minute I was like, okay, like it's okay to not be perfect and not be working all the time and actually enjoy life and do things. But then the other side of me was like very
Yes.
condemning of like, you need to get back to it. And this
Yes.
isn't, that's so interesting though. I think it makes way more sense when they're all different
And how
versions.
human is it to poop? Everybody poops. And then
Yeah.
to try to hide that, like I didn't,
It was the hiding part that got me.
yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to hide. You're trying to hide. You were trying to be more human, and you're also in the dream, you're trying to hide being more human.
Oh God, there we go. I did not like being human.
Yeah. Wow.
That's so but I thought about you too. I was like, oh, that would be cool because it just so I think that you and I are a little weird where we like the interesting part.
Yeah.
Because I never had a dream like that in my life. I was like, what just happened? I've had all sorts of dreams, but nothing like that.
It's so interesting that sometimes people have dreams and they're so surprising to them. But then if they tell it to someone else, it just seems like a dream to that other person. And someone
Very.
told me a dream about a tornado demolishing their childhood home, that they had this dream for 40 years, a recurring dream. A tornado's coming. She's terrified. She thinks it's going to wreck their childhood home, and she's in this home. And I said, well, did you live somewhere where tornadoes happen? She said, yes. And I said, okay, so it could be a real fear, but what was your family like? She's like, oh, that was really crazy. My family was totally effed up and crazy. And I said, well, maybe that's the message. It's not a
Yeah.
storm. Your family is a storm.
Mm,
And she's
that
like,
makes,
oh, yeah. The whole
you know,
message was her family was a shit show,
yeah,
a storm. Yeah.
there are not that many people where I'm like fascinated in what they do. Yours is really cool. I can imagine the dreams that people are telling you.
Right. Oh, then, yeah. Some people tell me, and they're like, "Ooh, I don't really want to tell you this dream." And I go, "Okay, tell me that one. The one you don't want to tell me." And sometimes I think, I've had this happen to me. Sometimes I have a dream, but it's not for me. I'll think, this is a weird dream, and then I'll tell someone, some stranger at a store or some person that I know randomly, and they'll say, "Oh, that reminds me of my grandma. She did da 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 da." I'm like, oh, there you go. You're welcome. That dream is for you. Whatever the dream message was for the person that I told it to, not for me,
That's wild.
isn't it?
Oh, wow. Okay. So you had another question earlier.
Yeah, what was it?
I have no idea.
I can't even remember. Um, we will tell, let's just, now that we have people captivated with our stories and our dreams, tell people how they can work with you, Anna, because that's why I'm having you on the podcast to shine a light on your work.
So you can work with me. You can Google search me, Anna Zena Mako. Not Anna Mako because that's another person. Apparently, there's someone else with my name. But Anna Zena Mako on any social media platform, and info@annamako.com is my email. I primarily help people growing their business so that they can use it for negotiations, communications, and relationships. But I do have an array of clients that use it as a energy shift as well. So we had I have one client that she was really repulsed, we could say, by her background and what her family was like before. We did
Mm-hmm.
some energy work, and when I first started working with her, her face was a little bit more narrow because she didn't want to, she was always go, 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 and she didn't want to see her life. She's kind of blocking it.
Mm-hmm.
By doing some energy work and hypnosis, we were able to remove the blocks that were preventing her from seeing everything. She started making more money, having better relationships, but her face became fuller. It really like shifted where she wasn't narrow anymore. And we pulled up her pictures the other day and it was like, oh my God.
That's amazing. So on your website, do you have before and after pictures? You definitely should.
You know what? I just started talking to someone that told me I should start doing case studies. I have a bunch of reviews.
Yeah.
Um,
Not that people would want to find someone to change their face, but the reality of before I worked with Anna and after.
well,
And
and
if you could
that's,
see it, it would be so incredible.
yeah, that's something I'm working on now, but
Cool.
it is something also that I offer because someone, okay, let's say you have a client that you've been working with and you have a photo of their before and I see their after. I can literally point out, okay, by working with the Dream Doula, I can see these different parts have changed. I can name the characteristics of the change and what seemed to have happened. They will probably like, not probably, it's been 100% of the time they confirm, like, oh, yeah, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened and now I
Wow.
see this. And so it's actually proof for anybody's. It's not just mine. It's kind of like my way of gauging if I like sign up with someone or not. Because then I see the people that they work with, their faces shift, and I'm like, oh, they're really changing. They really have a transformative experience that they're offering.
Wow. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for people to explain, especially if they've been in a journey, inward journey. Like, what
Hmm.
did I get out of this? And some people are like, well, I bought that house, or I reconnected with my estranged daughter, or, they can say things like that. But
Yeah.
if you can see it physically, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love it. I'm like, I like pointing out to some of my coaches, I'm like, we'll have a session or like a group session and I will point out, I'm like, oh, this person's face has changed. And even wrinkles. Wrinkles, primarily when a person has a lot of wrinkles, like if you've seen it on like skin here, not
Mm-hmm.
like the smile lines, but like the tiny little ones. It looks like the Sierra Desert kind of.
Ugh.
Most of the time, it doesn't matter what age you are, that is a side effect of dehydration and stinking thinking.
Stinking thinking.
Yeah,
I love
like
it.
anything that is good that comes to that person's life, they immediately, oh, internally, they start thinking like it's not going to work out. Nothing ever
Mm,
does. Everybody hates me. La da 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 da. But you could be 70 years old with stinking thinking, and I can see the type of wrinkles, and you could be 70 years old with an abundant mindset, and it's a different skin. But one
wow.
of the ways to combat it too is I've noticed with the stinking thinking, they're usually severely dehydrated as well.
Yeah, people of my era make jokes about, like, we didn't have water bottles. We drank out of a hose. Like, there was
What?
one water fountain at school. Sometimes we drank out of it, sometimes we didn't.
I
Um,
mean, drink out of it. It's your drink out of the water hose. I'm not judging as long as you're
hey,
drinking
whatever.
water. Yeah, as long as but it's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
It's a frequency and it matches. So if you are stinking thinking you're not going to drink the water because you don't want to be in tip-top shape, you don't want your brain to be cognitively functioning, and
Mm-hmm.
and it matches. But if you are in an abundant mindset and you're doing this stuff, you will feel, I feel dehydrated. I want to drink some water.
Right.
And it's so weird to me. It's like the frequency matches the face and the behaviors.
Wow. Wow. Well, Anna, again, a beautiful conversation. Thank you for spending time with me and telling me your dreams. I'm honored.
Thank you so much for having me. I love visiting you. It's like a nice dream.
I I want to go sit with the council of elders and have them give me a crown. I'll see if I can dream that up tonight. All right, bye
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye.